What is going on, everybody? How is everybody doing today? We are going to be reacting to Colin Cowherd's NBA playoff predictions today. You guys will be seeing my playoff predictions fairly soon. I'll be uploading those on my main channel on Saturday morning when we know the whole playoff picture once the play-in tournament is done. I did make my play-in tournament predictions on the channel yesterday. I'm already over 2. I picked Washington and I picked Charlotte, so it is not going well for me at this moment. So we're going to see what Colin Cowherd has today. If you guys enjoy these videos, drop a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. And yeah, we'll see if he has any crazy predictions. If he has anything I disagree with, I will pause and let you guys know I disagree with that, or if I agree with it, I'll say it. So let's get into this.
So NBA playoffs start today. We have a play-in tournament. It's unnecessarily confusing. I'll try to simplify it. We'll start with
it's not that confusing once you just get it explained to you.
The West and then go to the East, and we'll end up in the finals. Here are my predictions for the NBA playoffs. So Lakers-Warriors play-in game. I would take the Lakers.
Okay, I agree.
I would take the Lakers because I think they're a better team, better defense, and better bench. So the Lakers will beat the Warriors in the playoff game, and the Lakers have won 5 straight. Grizzlies-Spurs play-in game. I would take the Grizzlies. Spurs are a mess. Derek White got hurt. Don't trust them. Warriors-Grizzlies. Take the Warriors. They played 3 times. Warriors 1 more. So let's start with the first round. Here we go. First round of the Western Conference playoffs. Jazz-Warriors. I'm going to take the Jazz.
Okay.
Jazz.
I agree. I would take the Jazz here if this is how the seeding ended up.
Only team to rank in the top 4 offensive and defensive rankings. I just think Utah's a better team. Right now, only thing I worry about is how they match up with guys named LeBron. Clippers, Mavericks. I would take the Clippers over the Mavericks. And the reason I would be, people think the Mavericks are the great offensive team. The Clippers actually led the NBA in 3-point shooting. So they're a much better team, and they can go toe-to-toe on threes. Lakers, Suns.
I like how he says they're a much better team only because they're a better 3-point shooting
Lakers
squad.
have the better bench, playoff experience.
It sucks. Like, the Suns have such a good year. They haven't made it to the playoffs in over a decade. They finally get there, and they're an elite team, too. It's not like they snuck in the play-in tournament or a 6th seed. They were a dominant team in the Western Conference this year. They were a 2 seed, and oh, man, they get the Lakers round 1. It sucks, because I would take the Lakers as well. It just really sucks that the Suns have such a good year. Monty Williams won Coach of the Year. I don't know if that's the official Coach of the Year, but either way, he's probably going to win that award. Chris Paul's been so good for them. Aiden Bridges, obviously Devin Booker, and it sucks that they're, like, if that's how it happens, and it probably will unless the Warriors beat the Lakers tonight. The Suns are big Warriors fans tonight. Massive Warriors fans.
Size advantage. I think that could get fairly ugly. Nuggets and Blazers.
I don't know. I think the Suns,
again, if
the Suns can push it to 6. They're good enough, definitely.
Murray was healthy. I think this would be a really fast series. But the Blazers did not play well against top 4 teams in the West this year. They were 2-10. A little bit of fool's gold with the Blazers right now. So then we go to the Western Conference semifinals.
It's tough with no Jamal, but Jokic, best player in the NBA this year. He's going to win MVP. And like Michael Porter Jr. has been playing phenomenal. Aaron Gordon has been solid since he's come over since the trade deadline. I would take Denver as well.
Jazz, Clippers. I would take the Clippers. Donovan Mitchell missed a lot of games at the end of the season for the Jazz, so you don't know if he's at full strength. I would go Clippers. Nuggets, Lakers. Again, with Jamal Murray out, the Lakers have done a very good job against Jokic. He struggles against their size, and now with Andre Drummond and Anthony Davis, I would take the Lakers.
Andre Drummond shouldn't be somebody that's going to scare Jokic or just scare any team in general. He's still so overrated by the media. So he's got Lakers and Clippers. Might be what I'm going to have as well if that's how the play-in tournament works. So we'll see what he has.
I just trust the Lakers in a big spot. It's pretty simple.
The Lakers going back-to-back.
Clippers have been a really bad team late in games this year. That's like a bad bullpen in baseball. Hard to win a series. Sorry,
not gonna
Dodgers.
lie, it would be cool seeing a 7th seed make the finals, even though they're not really a 7th seed. But like they are a 7th seed, but we know that they're a 7th seed because of the injuries they've had throughout the year.
I'll go Lakers to win the West.
All right, let's see who's got the East.
The play-in games in the East are barely watchable. Let's just go to the playoffs in the first round of the Eastern Conference. So 76ers take on the Wizards.
Okay, so he's already wrong here. He predicted the Celtics. So, no, never mind. He is right. He just thinks that the Wizards are going to beat the Pacers tomorrow night. My bad. So, yeah, he has the Celtics. I don't know if this was recorded before or after but I think it's going to be recorded. This is recorded after because I think this came out today. That's why I said they're unwatchable. So
this year,
here, you
the
take the
76ers, listen, they have a size advantage. I do think
TV
Ben
takes my
Simmons, a
Knicks,
great
though.
defensive player, can slow down a Bradley Beal or a Westbrook. You take the Sixers there.
Okay, I agree.
Knicks against Atlanta.
Take the Knicks.
This is where I think the Knicks are going to give Trae Young some headaches.
Okay.
They're a physical team.
Okay.
They play hard. And let's be honest
Yeah,
about
they
the
play
Knicks.
hard.
Number one in total defense, points per game. They are great at something. I don't know if Atlanta's
great three-point
great
shooting
at
team.
anything. I would take the Knicks.
All right,
Nets,
let's get it.
Celtics. This is an easy one. I just don't think Boston has the juice. I mean, they got
This
two
would be a
guys.
fun series with Jaylen Brown. I would still take the Nets 100%, but it would be at least a little bit competitive. But if Jaylen Brown didn't get hurt, I don't know if the Celtics would end up as the 17th, but maybe they would. Maybe they would never have catched Miami or Atlanta. I wish Jaylen Brown never got hurt. Obviously, I wish that to begin with, but that would have been a very entertaining series if Brown was healthy.
That score a majority of their points. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. I think it's a
Tatum's
great
ridiculous.
matchup for the Brooklyn Nets. There are matchups I don't like for them in the East. This could be a sweep for me. Nets over the Celtics and Milwaukee and the Miami Heat. It is a great series.
This is probably
weird
the
because-
best round one series. This is going to be great. Suns Lakers is going to be great, and then also I think that the Clippers Mavericks are going to be great. Those are going to be my three, and the Knicks Hawks, because I think those will be the four most competitive series in round one, unless like the Grizzlies or the Warriors at the 8th seed, if that's how it ends up happening, can push the Jazz to their limit, or the Blazers and the Nuggets are a competitive series as well. From maybe like their rematch from the 2019 Western Conference semifinals, because that was a fantastic series where it went to 7 games.
Because I like Milwaukee a lot in the postseason, but Miami matches up size-wise. I think they've got the better coach. The Bucks beat them 2 out of 3. So I'm just going to go with the higher seed home games here in a very tight series. Take Milwaukee.
Takes every favorite.
Then you got 76ers take on the Knicks. The 76ers, too much juice offensively. They beat them 3 times this year. I don't think it's a particularly great matchup. You got Doc Rivers, so now I got a veteran coach against Tom Thibodeau. I think all things in right here. 76ers win it. It's a fun series. It's great to have Philly and New York, but I take the Sixers.
Let's see
Nets, Milwaukee. I'm going to take – this is the end of the road for Brooklyn.
Oh, wow.
Giannis has had a field day against Brooklyn. I don't think they defend the interior well. Also, Drew Holiday and P.J. Tucker and Giannis are guys that will grind on the defensive end. I think these games get ugly. I think Milwaukee is physical, goes right at them. And
So I'm going to pause this real quick. It's going to be weird because you could obviously say who's going to guard, like say the Nets are playing the Sixers or the Bucks. Nobody's can actually stop KD, Harden, and Kyrie, but you can hope to contain them and limit them a little bit. Now, if the Sixers are going up against them, you can run some type of trio of Matisse Thybulle, of Ben Simmons, and I guess Embiid on, like, KD, but no, like, maybe you run something like Danny Green or George Hill, who are still solid defenders, but they're getting up there in age, and that's who you could have go up against the kind of Nets trio, and for Milwaukee, you put Drew Holiday on Kyrie, you probably put PJ Tucker on Harden. Yeah, and then you put Giannis on KD, who Giannis is probably the best player in the Eastern Conference to try to guard KD, him or Bam. But, like, the Nets, who guards Giannis? Is it going to be KD? Like, and then who guards Embiid? Is it going to be KD? Is it going to be DeAndre Jordan? Is it going to be Nicholas Claxton? I don't really know. Is it going to be Blake Griffin? See, like, people can, like, you can match up not well with the Nets, but you can put guys on them. I just don't know who the Nets guard in the playoffs. So the Nets, obviously that's their motto. We're going to score more than you. Obviously you need to do that to win. And, I mean, you're going up against Kyrie, who was 50-49 this year. Harden, who is arguably the best passer in the league this year, up there with Russell Westbrook. And KD, who's Kevin freaking Durant. So this series, if this is what happens and Miami doesn't pull off the upset, oh boy, this series is going to be so much fun to watch. And say Brooklyn does win, which I don't think it's going to be easy. Oh, baby, Brooklyn and Philly. We're going to get a very good Eastern Conference second round and on. The first round will be all right. The Western Conference first round might be a little bit more competitive. But once we get into the second round in each playoff side, it's going to be so much fun to watch. And even this 3-6, this is like a Eastern Conference Finals matchup right here in round one.
You see James Harden struggle a little bit and KD struggle a little. Now it's Milwaukee and Philadelphia. I think it's a very good series. Giannis, by the way, against Embiid, that is an all-timer. I'm going to take Milwaukee.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I think it's a go-either-way series.
All right.
I think there's a little bit more. I always worry a little bit about the chemistry component with Philadelphia. Now, Tobias Harris Joel Embiid and Giannis.
And for the Sixers, I'll talk about this more in my player prediction video, but it's weird because Embiid's not like feeling 100%, but say he is, and he's having an off night. Like Giannis is giving him trouble, or somebody else they're playing in the playoffs is giving Embiid trouble. They really, really, really need Tobias Harris to step up because Ben Simmons isn't going to emerge as that number 2 scoring option. Like, probably one of their best playmakers won't even be in their rotation in Tyrese Maxey, obviously because he's young and inexperienced. But you can't rely so much on Seth Curry. You can't rely so much on Matisse Thybulle, on Danny Green, on George Hill, and some of these other guys, probably somebody I didn't even mention. But it's like even Shake Milton. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough if Embiid's off. Because Embiid's not going to play at an MVP level every game. He's going to have off nights. And if Tobias Harris can't step up, even though this has been the best probably the way he's been playing this year has probably been the best of his career. He really needs to step up for the Sixers to go to the NBA Finals. But I'm going to talk more about that in my player
Drew
prediction video
Holiday,
on Saturday.
Chris Middleton, and Giannis. That's about as good as you're going to get. It's going to be Milwaukee's got a rough road between Miami, Brooklyn, and Philadelphia. So my finals, I'm kind of wavering on this because I just wonder if the Bucks are going to have too much taken out of them between 3 grueling.
Oh my God, the Bucks have such a hard road. Miami, Brooklyn, and Philly. Oh, poor Bucks fans. Poor Bucks. Oh man, he's right. They're going through hell.
Physical series. I don't know what they're going to have left in the tank, but it's a premonition. I kind of feel it. I kind of feel like Milwaukee. The Lakers have a health issue. AD or LeBron, somebody's not fully healthy. And these are 2 veteran teams, by the way. It's not like Milwaukee couldn't have a pulled hammy as well. I'm going to go Milwaukee over the Lakers. I do worry about the high ankle sprain. LeBron said he's not 100%. How many series can he go without getting re-injured? That's my guess. Milwaukee wins. I say it with very little confidence.
All right. So, yeah, that is Colin Cowherd's predictions. Like I said, you guys will be getting my predictions on Saturday, but I never really fully realized how tough the road is for the Milwaukee Bucks to get to the NBA Finals. Miami, Brooklyn, Philly. Oh, and then you're going to have to beat one of the best Western Conference teams. Wow. Okay, yeah, if Giannis wants to cement his legacy, he could do it this year. He really can. So, yeah, that is going to be for me. I hope you guys did enjoy. Drop a like if you guys did. Let me know down below if you agree with Colin or you disagree. I love you guys, and I'll catch you all on the next one. Peace.